On this episode,
So I convinced her that the entire class every day had to go and walk 2 laps on the track in order for me to pay attention during her class.
oh my
No
goodness.
way, dude.
Action.
Welcome back to the Mountains Podcast. You guys, today I am here with two familiar faces, Ben Amundsen.
Familiar face,
Yeah,
dude.
we're
It's an audio
recording a
recording.
podcast.
They've never seen my... Well, I guess actually
From
in the thumbnail.
cover.
Yeah.
From the thumbnail.
Familiar voices anyways. You may recognize him from episodes 9 and 10. And Pete Vaughan.
Hey guys. I was I was here with John in
That's right.
6 and 7.
That's right.
Wow.
6 and 7. And I recently had my wisdom teeth taken out. So this is going to be exciting for me because I just had them removed on Thursday. This is Monday. I still got some of the threads in there. It's fresh. It's a fresh surgery. So
And then the follow-up to that?
yeah, you guys ready for this? If I am Kanye West, this episode is my Through the Wire.
You're definitely going to cut the silence in there so it sounds like we laughed.
No, you have to keep the silence.
I'm going to add like 4 more laugh tracks onto that. Yeah, because he had some jaw surgery after a car accident, and so he started the song with like, "Hey yo, they can't stop me from rapping, can they?" So I feel like I should have started this episode like, "Hey yo, Pete, they can't stop me from podcasting, can they, dog?"
They cannot.
That's right.
I thought you said you weren't going to talk about Kanye. Like in the car.
Oh, dang it.
You were like, I'm not going to talk about Kanye this episode.
Yeah.
We're like a minute in.
Yeah.
And bam, dude, it's Kanye. I don't even understand that joke. Through the Wire?
Through the Wire was a song that he made after he got jaw surgery.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, and
Oh, because you just got your
mouth surgery. Yeah.
mouth surgery. Wait, is that... Oh, yeah, wisdom teeth removed. That's surgery, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Should we start over?
No, we
No.
should sit here in
Okay.
silence.
That's perfect.
Ah,
I think that's probably the best introduction to a podcast anyone has ever done.
Ever.
Besides,
let's just jump right in. Okay, so you guys already know. For our audience members who don't know, HLTV is our school's student-run weekly news show, and these guys are on the crew. So what do you guys do at HLTV? Let them know.
I'm the anchor, so I sit in
You
front of
ank.
the camera and I'm the anchor, so I ank. Every week I just pull up and our director's like, Ben, you know what you need to do? And I'm like, yep, anking. And I just sit in front of the camera and I just ank for a good 15 minutes. I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, but Peter?
yeah, so I am one of the directors. I switch off between myself and this guy named Eugene, who also does the music review segment, which is entertaining.
I
And
like
Mr.
that
Falk.
segment.
And Mr. Falk
Mr.
who also...
Falk. Yeah, well, when Eugene's directing, shout out Mr. Falk, because Mr. Falk's really directing.
it's kind of facts, unfortunately.
And then, I mean, there's a learning curve. It's difficult because there's just so much you have to pay attention to. Like behind the scenes, there's like a computer system where you load in videos.
TriCaster.
Yeah, the TriCaster system, and then you switch between camera angles and whatnot. Just a lot to pay attention to as a director, but it's good experience.
Yeah. So are you like how many other directors are there?
Just mean, well, there's me and Eugene are the directors, and then the technical directors are Ashton and Emiliano, they're also in the class, and then the floor directors, who I kind of just stand in front of the camera and they tell the anchors when to ank.
See, I'm still learning.
No,
all
I mean,
this.
he's right. That's what happens. You want us to talk more about what we do for HLTV, bro? Because we just did this new segment, all right? It's for the first time ever, and I was part of it. So you want me to talk about that since
Yeah,
nothing
go on.
happened for a full... silence becomes awkward after 4 seconds, so I'll just
Right.
keep going. So HLTV, everyone thinks it's cringy, so we were like, all right, how can we make something that everyone will instantly know is super cool? So we're doing the HLTV freestyle cypher segment. So I was our first guest. No, but we got this guy named Thomas Rodriguez, who goes by Thomas Ray, which is just his name with his middle name, but that's his rap name.
I didn't realize he changed his rap name.
Oh yeah, it used to be Tank, but then he found a guy who already had Tank, so he was like, all right, I'm not gonna use Tank.
Yeah.
And it was Tank 88, but then that was already a thing or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, Thomas Ray, and we shot it. It's pretty good. Actually, you know what? Start talking about something else, and I could actually maybe pull up just a little bit of it if you wanted me to just play like a 15-second clip.
Yeah, go ahead and play what you have from it.
No,
I'm
it'll
excited
be a minute though for me to get it. So
Okay.
just start talking about something else. Just keep going. I'm passing off the baton.
So another segment.
Mm-hmm.
We just shot the other day. Well, we haven't finished shooting it, but we put someone into like a VR machine, and we have them play like a horror video game. And then,
Oh, for real, dude?
yeah, and then
Yeah, I saw you guys had the VR. I didn't know what you were doing with it.
and then while they're in there, we go up and we like scare them while they're in the VR.
And is that fun?
It's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah, just I don't know. There's so much to do like with HLTV, because it's just like you can make whatever you want, and then like if it's good enough, we can put it in, and people,
Yeah, for sure.
the whole school can watch it.
Yeah.
All right, I have a little bit of it to play if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Let's go. My name's Thomas Ray, class of 2020. Shout out HLTV for giving me this opportunity right here. About to have some fun. Check
Yeah.
it. Underwood is high school best. I'm out this world like the ISS. I'm fly as Jetson. And not to mention on this microphone I'm lethal. Damaging your cerebral. Penetrating the ego like it's needles. We know, he knows that I am lit.
Yeah, so Thomas is actually a really good freestyler, which I was happy with because we wanted someone to actually be really good for the first episode at least. And we wanted to get Young Clark since everyone knows who he is. But
Shout out to Young Clark.
Adam Clark, man, what's up? Yo, answer us on Snap, dude. Get on the HLTV freestyle. But luckily, Thomas came in and did a really great job for us, and it was really fun. I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. So what kind of things did you not know about HLTV before you joined, that after you joined you were like, whoa, this is how it's done?
I don't like directing.
Really?
I enjoy actually directing like more creative stuff, like short film
You're breaking my table.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to newscasting, it's just not my thing. It's
Really? Why?
there's so much to pay attention to, and someone with like severe ADHD, it doesn't work
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, so it's not really my thing. I can do it, but I would much rather be working on something that I have like more control over.
Yeah, like if you're directing like some kind of creative project, it's a lot more like freedom, and you can actually be creative with how you're directing it. But with HLTV, it's more like this is like there's a certain way that it should be done, and you just have to make sure everyone is doing it the way that it should be done. So you're not actually creating anything or shaping it in a way. You know, it's just So I can definitely see how that wouldn't be as enjoyable.
Yeah.
How can we help you work your way up the HLTV ladder?
So I was thinking make a hashtag free Peter, and you spread that around, and eventually I'll be fired.
Have you have you told Mr. Falk you don't want to do it yet?
I mean, we've only produced like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd be willing to do like one more, try it out, and then if we don't switch, I'll talk to him.
I feel like this is a conversation between you and him. I feel like we should be letting the people know.
Yeah, you very well may want to cut a lot of this out.
Yeah, because I don't want you to be like trashing your current position right now.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
dude, directing completely sucks, and Peter just hates it with everything in him, actually. Yeah. Shouldn't have listened to that little bit of that freestyle. Now I've heard it so many times from editing it that like I actually know the entire thing, and now it's stuck in my head. Like the whole song is just going and going and going.
do it.
All right.
Wrap it.
Wait, give me 2 seconds. I'm the Woodlands High School best. I'm at this world like the ISS. I'm fly as jets and not to mention on the microphone, I'm lethal. Damaging your cerebral, penetrating the ego like it's needles. He knows, we know that I am lit. I've been killing this is legit. Best believe it. Dropping balls to the floor where you gotta bend to retrieve it. I've been hot like the summer, they falling back like the season. Me and you ain't the same. Let me explain. Thinking about your mind, spitting the venomous rhyme. I'm too ahead of my time. I would've give you a dime if you was begging. In the perfect position to teach these children a lesson. Put your hands down. I ain't even asking questions now. That's basically it. And then he kind of fumbled the ending a little bit. But we did like 10 different takes on that. And it was different every time.
That's crazy.
And I'm sure like the hardest part is to like end it well, because your brain just wants to just keep going and going and going and putting things in there. But to actually think of like a good way to end it, I'm sure is difficult. And that was definitely the hardest part for Thomas, because there were so many that were so good. And he'd be like, I'm gonna restart that. I'm gonna restart that. And I'm like, no, that was such a good take. But yeah, he just had to get it perfect.
Wow. So when can we expect to see that?
Should be coming in the next episode. So, I mean, we're on Thanksgiving break right now, but after that, Pete, are we shooting one whenever we get back? Yeah, we are. Yeah. We already have everything ready. So, yeah, it should be good then.
Now, I like watching HLTV, but it's only played by the teachers in advisory on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Is it available for us to see elsewhere?
Yes.
On YouTube.
It's on YouTube under the, it's kind of hard to find, but if you just type in like here.
HLTV.
And is this cool for not Woodlands High School students to see?
I mean, go for it, bro.
No.
No, it's not cool. It's exclusive, actually.
All right. Sorry, guys. We
actually can prosecute you if you watch it and you're not from the Woodlands.
Okay, so when we released episode 3, that was when the World Series was going on, and we recorded it the day of Game 7, but that was before. So we recorded 2 versions. We recorded one where the Astros won the World Series, and we recorded one where the Washington Nationals won the World Series.
Yeah.
And he uploaded, I could only on YouTube like 2 weeks ago, I was looking for it, and I could only find the one where he uploaded it where the Astros won, which was, the Astros didn't win the World Series. The Washington Nationals
unfortunately,
did.
Yeah.
And I showed that to my parents, and they were like, the Astros didn't win the World Series. Why did you guys spare this? And I was like, no, we didn't. We recorded 2 versions.
Yeah, that's funny. Wait, so the channel is all caps TWHS HLTV, and I only see episode 1, 2, and the food drive on here.
Oh, I could only see episode 3, Astros win, episode 3, final, special edition, and episode 5.
That's funny. Maybe you're on the. Maybe those are those private?
So it sounds like this isn't ready to be shared.
Nah.
Go for it.
Okay.
I will let you know that the freestyle was actually so good, and the way we shot it was pretty cool too. We had I was in front, I had a shoulder mount on, and then we had another guy on the side with the stabilizer, so we had the 2 different shots the whole time, and Thomas got really into it, and yeah, it gets really good. So I have to recommend you check out the freestyle.
Absolutely. I can't wait for it to drop. And what kind of projects are you guys working on next? What kind of pieces can we expect to see?
Well, outside of HLTV, we had a project we worked on, and it was just like a minute-long, quick 6-shot project, and it was supposed to be like a suspenseful hallway scene.
Supposed to be.
Was it for like a scary?
Emphasis.
Well, yeah, it was just like a project. Really, it was just supposed to see where we're at, like with our skill level. And mine was, I worked on it with a few other friends, and we did like a very weird like minute-long project of this guy who's supposed to be crazy, and he's like running away. We filmed it up in the catwalk above the auditorium.
Dude, we tried to film there. We got kicked out by Mr. Michelson. How the heck did you guys get up
We just asked the like actual theater teacher.
They know people.
Mr. Jackie Beck let us up.
That's good.
And we filmed up on the catwalk, and it actually came out really well. And originally we couldn't think of an ending. We had the first 5 shots, and it's like pretty cool. You know, we had very interesting lighting. We played around with it, and it came out looking really well, but we couldn't end it. And my friend Emmy was like, "Well, he's crazy. So what if he just kills himself?"
Oh.
and that's what we did. And we have a shot of him hanging from the catwalk.
So
What? Wait, did you actually have someone hanging off the edge of the catwalk?
yeah, and then we were like, the next day we come back to school, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, we can't do this. And so we went and we reshot it, and it's just like, you know, he runs into like another person, and the other person like kills him.
Wait, but the way that you shot that clip.
The
was
way
you
that we shot it was
actually-
we found a chain in the catwalk, just up on the catwalk, and we hung it from a wire that we found on top, and we just had him get up on one of the rafters and just stand with his neck in the chain. And then I was like, oh, we can't do this. So we went and we reshot it. And
Okay, I thought you meant that the way you shot that was you had someone actually like holding the edge
themselves.
of the catwalk, like hanging onto the edge of the catwalk, like hanging from it.
Oh.
And you shot their like
That'd be
legs
mad
hanging out, and I was like,
dangerous.
dude, oh my gosh,
No.
like you get in so much trouble if anyone actually saw that.
It was a very graphic
yeah.
scene.
And
then
it took you like how long? 24 hours to realize that you couldn't.
It took me a
Internet?
whole day. I shot it. I uploaded it to the computer. I was like, all right, this looks nice. And then the next day I get there and I rewatch it. I was like, holy shit, what was I thinking?
You can't do that.
And then this is what we went with in the end.
Oh, you ready to spoil it?
Well, it's just like a guy and he runs up to him and it's like,
Oh, that looks cool.
yeah.
That's very well lit.
You know, and then we had to animate a graphic for the ending. But
They'll see that eventually.
so for the project, everyone had to edit their own, and then we just choose from the best. And one of the members of the group decided to go with the initial ending, and he used the suicide scene. And my teacher was cool with it. Like, he didn't care.
Sick, dude. Hey, we're good, bro.
He was like, "Mr. Falk, can I use this?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, I don't care." As long as it looks good.
So you could have used it in yours then.
We could have, but I actually like this ending better
You do.
because it's a little bit longer. It makes it we use the full minute. And that's my story.
Awesome. Well, I cannot
Ooh.
wait to see that
All right.
air.
Other projects
we're not airing it
working
on HLTV.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
not being
wait.
This whole thing you just heard about doesn't matter. It doesn't affect
no,
it
it's just
anyway.
a
Yeah,
fun
we're just working
project.
on 'em.
Oh.
You can watch it right now if you want, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll watch it after this. But like,
All right.
wait. So not everything that you do in HLTV gets aired then.
Well, yeah, it's just it's AV production 2, so it's not all HLTV,
okay.
but we do make HLTV.
Yes. All right, but
Okay.
as for releases that you will be able to see,
Yeah.
so supposedly releasing in how many days are there in November?
Left.
30.
The more you know, guys. 30 days left in November.
5 days left.
5 days left. Okay, that's a bit of a tighter schedule. So on December 1st, because I'm now posting for Almondboi, I'm posting on the 1st of every month. I thought it was easier to remember. So on the 1st of December, posting the Monster tier list video, which I have yet to even shoot. So I already did one where I reviewed all of them, but I'm just going to make
And
an
that
even
one was
shorter,
good.
faster paced video. This one won't be scripted or anything. I just wanted to try my hand at making like a vlog type, tier list kind of thing where I just go for it with minimal edits, etc. And see if I can make it entertaining. And that will be releasing in 5 days. I haven't even edited it or shot. I haven't shot or anything yet, but that's supposed to release in 5 days. But what I'm much more excited about, that one should be cool. But what I'm really excited about, the sequel to the critically acclaimed The Almond Gang, releasing
Ooh, yes.
on January 1st at midnight. Like midnight, the morning of January 1st. At midnight dropping. It's right when you're celebrating New Year's. I'm gonna be clicking upload, and you can finish celebrating, then hop on your computer and check out what is already the hottest release of 2020.
Well, you schedule like.
Oh yeah, I know.
Upload, yeah.
Yeah, but it just sounds better that I'll be like
Yeah,
doing something. You know?
you
It'll
can
be
cut that
his
out.
finger clicking it. Yeah.
He's gonna be at New Year's instead of
Yeah,
getting
I
his-
don't care about. I care so much about YouTube. I won't also be celebrating New Year's. I'm just gonna be uploading my video.
He'll be clicking a button.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Well, one thing I will say about tier lists is you got to be careful because, and Pete knows what I'm talking about. So recently I tweeted out my list of my top 9 favorite Kanye albums.
Shout out Kanye.
Shout out Kanye.
Rest in peace.
And
He's dead, by the way.
he's not. And thankfully he's not. And, you know, I woke up to a little bit of backlash. John, namely John. Y'all know John.
6 and 7.
From episode 6 and 7, yes. He didn't agree with my choice. He said, like, how could you put Life of Pablo last?
Wait,
And,
how could you put Life of Pablo last?
That's what I said.
you know, I don't even think Kanye knew what he was doing when he made Life of Pablo. So I think it's okay to put it last.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where did you put Jesus is King? It's a very, very controversial album right now.
I put it at number 4.
Number 4. Wow.
And I do not think that it is true blue gospel. I really think he's using his experience with Christianity to express some of his feelings. So if you're looking for true blue gospel, I would not get it from Jesus is King. Nevertheless, I still enjoyed the album.
I liked it, but I don't think it's authentic, if I'm being completely honest. I think Kanye goes through phases. Like last year, it was his Republican phase.
Yeah, thank goodness that's over.
And now he's a born-again Christian, according to him. But I don't think it's going to last. I think next year he's going to release, like, something crazy.
You think so?
I think he's going to release an album about the devil.
Interesting. Well, I
hope it doesn't turn
I
around
thought that at
quickly.
first as well, but the more I've listened to it, just the way that the lyrics are written and the way that he's been acting as well, obviously all those things also corresponded with his Republican phase last year. Now, I've never been like a super big Kanye fan, so I won't try to act like I have a lot of knowledge about it. But my initial impression was also that it was not entirely authentic, but I don't know. I'm kind of sold now the more I've listened to it, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It is an interesting thing.
Yeah, I'm really hoping I really hope this isn't just another phase, but something tells me it will be, just because he's gone through phases like this before. But it's also not the first time he's ever released gospel music. He had Jesus Walks. He had Ultralight Beam, which was not his best work, but still closer to the gospel genre. So I think this is just another step in his faith journey.
Hey, that's a good point as well. That he talked about, actually, I think when he was at Joel Osteen's church, whatever it's called. Yeah, I know. But he talked about how he said The Life of Pablo was a gospel album, but like at that time he didn't really know how to do a gospel album.
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah. And he said that people around him were like too scared to call him out on it because he was like a superstar or whatever. But so I can see Matt's perspective that it's like another step, because it maybe has seemed like he's been kind of moving in that direction. You can see a couple steps in the path, but it will be interesting to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where he goes from here.
Well, he is the greatest artist that God has ever created. So.
That's true, dude. I saw
his
that one thing and I was like,
words, yeah.
bro, like he just went through a whole thing about how he used to be so egotistical, and then he's like, oh, but I'm still the greatest artist God created. And I was like, all right, bro, all right.
The devil has taken all the rest of them,
Yeah. Wow.
in his words, I think.
Oh, well, that's, I didn't hear that one.
I think that's how he said it. So yeah, good luck to him.
Shout out Kanye.
Rest in peace.
All right. So Pete, we've heard a lot about what Ben is working on outside of his HLTV career. What kind of projects are you working on outside of school?
Well, I worked on a script over the summer. I've yet to start producing it, but it's like noir film, a crime noir film, and it's about this guy who is like trying to take down the mob. He's a reporter, and there's like police corruption, and he ends up, spoiler alert, he ends up getting murdered.
You just
At
ruined
the-
the entire thing for
at
me,
the
dude.
end.
Swear to God, dude.
And it's just, apparently, actually, I was talking to my teacher about it the other day. I showed him the script, and he was like, yeah, this I worked on this for about like 3 months just writing, and I showed it to my teacher, and he's like, yeah, this isn't original at all.
Oh, really?
Everyone does a noir film at some point. And I was like, oh.
Man.
Dude, Mr. Falk, he does stuff like that. Like, you'll work on something, and he'll just, like, bam, dude. He's like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, he tends to do that. Like Chloe, after Chloe shot her, another one of our cast or team members, HLTV or whatever, went out and shot this whole package on the swim team and got a lot of really cool interviews. She interviewed like 20 different people, had like really quick cuts between each of them. A lot of really good footage, edited the whole thing with music and everything. And he was like, yeah, it's okay. Dang, all right. So yeah, it's all right. I'm sure it's good, Peter. I'd like to see it.
So he sounds pretty brutally honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like he's seen so much. Like he's been in the industry for, I don't know, since he got out of college, I guess. So he's just seen everything, and he's also worked with like a lot of student films. So he just knows like what to expect, I guess. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
but I guess as of right now, I'm just open to creating whatever. I'm trying to come up with something to write for a UIL film festival script.
Oh
We
yeah,
are submitting
Yeah.
stuff for that.
it's like what is it, like 5 to 7 or 3 to 7 minutes?
Yeah, I think it's 3 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
When did they tell you guys the prompt?
I don't think there's a prompt for UIL, but for the Skills USA competition, there
Yeah.
will be a prompt. But it's like a 24-hour film festival kind
Right.
of thing, so they'll tell us at the competition.
I was in Skills USA for architecture, and I have to say it was very fun because it was Skills USA architecture, audio, video, photography. We were all staying in the same hotel, and it was just a blast. Like to have our own hotel rooms and to see what the AV kids were working on during their 24-hour film project. That was really fun. And their prompt last year was just to include something with earbuds. It was a short film. It involved earbuds. And it was interesting to see how they could work it into the script without having it overpower the story. And yeah, it was really interesting. I would go back on that trip.
What if they got the prompt wrong, like someone creating a film for it, and they just rewrote Airbud? Like they just wrote the entire script for Airbud.
Dude, imagine getting cut from a basketball team so a dog could take your place. Yeah. But no, I'm super excited about it. Peter, do you know which category you're doing yet?
Yeah, I'm doing digital cinema production.
Sick, dude. I'm also doing DCP. Who's your partner?
Emmy.
Nice, dude. I'm with Sam.
Oh yeah. He was
And
talking about that.
I'm pretty excited about the combination because my strength is coming up with a lot of ideas or like good ideas in a very short period of time and quickly developing them into like full length stories or whatever. And I can go off of anything. Like my mind is always going crazy. So if I can focus on something, I can like develop ideas very quickly. But my weakness is that it takes me forever to actually make anything. Like whenever I made The Almond Gang, I mean, it's a 3-minute video. I seriously spent like 85 hours. Like that's not an exaggeration. Like in total, like 85 hours working on that. And I mean, it's just great. Like you probably could not tell if you watched it. I don't know what it is about me. I just take forever to do anything. But Sam, he said his weakness is coming up with ideas and actually formulating something. But once he has something and once he knows what he's working on, he's super fast at getting the shot set up, getting in the.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Well, then maybe we're screwed.
Whoa.
But that's what I was banking on. So maybe we're screwed.
Yeah, I worked with Sam for the hallway project, and I mean, it wasn't like that he was slow at it because
Yeah.
we only had like 90 minutes in the period, but the first day we got one shot and we tossed it. And the next day
Wow.
we got
no.
that same shot again. And then we started to work a little bit faster. We got it done. We got all our shots done within the first week. And then we finished editing the second week.
Well, I'm interested to start practicing with him. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
At any rate, though, I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Cool.
Is this Sam Cervantes?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know him?
Yeah. We met in junior high.
Cool, man. Yeah, I like Sam.
Yeah, he's a very nice kid. Like every time we like pass by each other in the hallways or something, he always seems excited to see me again.
And his fashion sense is impeccable.
Yeah,
On point.
Peter just made the white power hand sign for anyone who's curious.
Yeah, I also appreciate when guys actually take time to work on their style, because I do that too.
Oh, yeah, you mean like dressing style. I was really
Yeah,
confused what you're talking about.
No, I appreciate that when other guys put some time into their style the way I do, because it affects more than just how you look.
Oh, because you're gay and you like watching you like other guys' style. I'm capping, bro. I'm sorry.
A little off topic. Do you remember that
Sure,
time we
sure.
were recording and that we could hear like screaming outside?
Yeah, dude, that was my neighbor.
Did we keep that in?
Yeah, we did.
Thank God. It was like this girl and she was like screaming at this
Yeah.
dog and she was like, "No, come back!"
That happens around here like once every month.
That was
Dude,
so
okay.
funny.
All right. Cool, bro.
And I know exactly who it is, but I'm not going to say it here.
Wait, like it's the same person like losing their dog on a regular basis?
Yeah, every
That brings a whole new meaning to it's that time of the month again.
This last 2 minutes is just unusable now.
You're not allowed to talk about periods. It's a normal body function.
Yeah, it
Matt.
happens.
Yeah, it's
You're
a
part of the
biological
problem.
Hey,
fact.
jeez.
It's a biological fact. I bet you support the patriarchy.
I am
You
the
call yourself
patriarchy.
an ally to women, but
But
you won't
really,
talk about periods.
You saw that picture of who was it buying pads in the grocery store?
Was that Mr.
Yeah, Mr.
What?
Mr. There's a photo of him buying like pads
Like-
at like actual pads at CVS.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
For the listeners who don't know,
Can you get closer to the mic? I
Mr. is one of the assistant principals at our school.
And he also needs pads, apparently.
I want to see what's inside his stomach, inside his beer belly. He like over the summer like ate 10 babies.
Hey,
So
hey,
he could
Matt,
not.
do you know who's not part of the problem?
Who's that?
Mr.
Yeah.
Because he buys pads. You should learn from him.
You should start buying pads
If I come here again, I want to see a pack of pads sitting on the table.
just in case.
Just in case, dude. Hey, I already used this one, you know what I'm saying? All right, Matt, you got the next. I just held up a red bandana when I made that joke. Those who don't know, Barrett once said that jokes are like frogs, where if you dissect them, you learn more about them, but then they die. So that's why I'm explaining every single joke that I make on this podcast.
Did Barrett actually say that?
Yeah,
That's a
he
very
did.
good analogy.
That's incredible.
I think he
Yeah.
read it off the internet, though.
Definitely
That's
came off
profound.
Reddit, but
Yeah, definitely,
It's
actually.
profound.
r/memes.
r/dank memes.
So Ben, how do you balance your work on YouTube with being a high school student and being in cross country? I know Pete's in cross country too, but
But I don't do school. I'm in all level classes.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
a lie.
that's the way to
that's
go.
that's basically the answer I was gonna give. Well, I'm not in all level classes, but like last year, I don't know what I was thinking with my course load. I was absolutely drowning. I had AP Spanish 4, where they
Oh, me too.
basically wait, are you in that?
I was, yeah.
Oh my dude.
I passed with an 80.
Okay, Matt, flexing, dude, because I did not.
Shout out to Miss Mowry. Thank you for giving me that 80.
Dude.
Oh, it really
Oh
made me
man, that
happy.
class was just absolute. It was like some kind of mental torture. Like the whole time I was in there, the class basically assumes that you're already fluent in Spanish.
Oh, yeah,
which
I
I
didn't
was
like that.
far from fluent.
Me
Like
too.
I was maybe at like a Spanish 1.5 level when I entered Spanish 4. And so basically the way the class works, you're not allowed to speak in English. If you do, you get punished. The teacher speaks only in Spanish and only in very, very fast Spanish. So she'll get up in front of the class and just go for like 30 minutes about something we're supposed to be like that we really need to know. And I'm sitting there the entire time freaking out because I have no idea what she's saying. And you're allowed to ask questions, but I can't
Spanish.
ask a question about the entire 30-minute lesson that I didn't get like a single piece of. So that was awful. And then there's pre-cal where third 9 weeks, not an exaggeration. I would spend about 3.5 hours on the homework each class. And the teacher would put the answers online, but not the work. So I would know I was doing it wrong, but I wouldn't know why or how to fix it.
That
It
is
was
frustrating.
the worst, dude. And then I would go into class, and the homework wouldn't be a grade, but we'd have a homework quiz, and I would fail the homework quiz. And then she'd say, Ben, you have to be doing your homework. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I just don't understand anything. Third 9 weeks, I failed every single quiz
Oh my goodness.
and every
so
single
sorry
test.
you had to go through that.
Like that's not an exaggeration. I passed a class with like a 71, dude, just from like working as hard as I could on the memorization stuff. But anyways, last year I had no time for working on videos, but this year I am chilling. All my
Yeah.
classes are really easy. I don't really care about my classes. So if I have homework and I don't feel like doing it, I just don't do it because I don't need to. Like if I have an A, it's like I don't want to do the homework.
I haven't sat down and done homework once this year.
Dude, that I
I haven't-
can't claim that. Not quite.
I've
that
worked
much.
on homework, but it's been very easy for me this year, and I really appreciate it because
Senior year, man.
I dropped out of. I started the year with all 8 classes, and then I dropped out of 2, so I could have late arrival and early release on alternate days. And it's really helped me to get my homework done on time, and have other time for projects like this.
So for Spanish, my freshman year,
Mhm.
Ben made me think of this. I don't know if I might have mentioned this last time I was on the show.
Just go for it.
But so I had this teacher named Miss Vasilova. Shout out Ginka. That was her first name. She was from Bulgaria. There's so much to talk about this class. All right, I'm gonna try and unpack it in like 2 minutes.
Oh, dude, go ahead. Take as much time as you want.
So me and John,
Mhm.
we would
Episode
talk
6 and 7.
we would talk about communism all the time. Very funny because she was from Bulgaria at the time when she was growing up. It was a Soviet satellite state.
Oh,
So she
really?
grew up on a collective farm, and we're talking about like Stalin and Che Guevara and all these like communist revolutionaries.
Okay.
And she didn't care. We would write stuff, like we would draw pictures, and I feel like she might have gotten like flashbacks, but she didn't voice it, so like we figured it was cool. And then also at that time I had stopped taking my meds for ADHD. So I convinced her that me, along with the entire class at the beginning of class every day, had to go and walk 2 laps on the track in order for me to pay attention during her class.
Oh my
No
goodness.
way.
Because
Dude.
we had her like 4th period. We had her the last period of the day. And I was like, I have to walk around the track. Otherwise, I'm not going to pay attention to your class. I'm going to fail. She's like, okay. And then in order for that to be fair, she took every single one of her classes out
Oh my
every
goodness.
period onto the track. Like Brady, who had the period before me, he would be like, yeah, so we just started walking on the track for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, oh, that's me.
That's so amazing, dude.
So yeah,
You're your own revolutionary.
yeah.
I love that.
And we were just messing around. It was a great class. And I'm pretty sure I didn't learn any Spanish. She would take the tests for me. And along with everyone else in the class, she would just
really?
take the tests for everyone.
Oh, that's nice, dude.
Like you'd be like, what does this mean? She'd just translate the test for you.
That's nice.
That's
And
sick,
did you say
dude.
this was Spanish 1?
Spanish 2.
Okay, I was going to say,
Oh.
because John was in my Spanish 1. We had Miss Needham together. She was wacky. She was a fun teacher. She
Wacky.
cared very little about what people thought of her, and in more of a refreshing way than an annoying way. and she was fun. Shout out to Miss Needham.
Dude, speaking of translating tests, in Spanish too, we did everything on Chromebooks because my teacher like hated like grading things. But on Google, if you want to translate something, you just
Google
highlight
Translate.
it and right click and click
Right.
translate. It translates the page for you. So we'd literally take the test in English, dude. It was the best thing ever. It was the absolute best thing ever. So Spanish too, I was chilling.
One time she refused to give me the answer for a test, so I did use Google Translate because it was on the computer, and I accidentally hit the speaker button.
Oh,
no,
dude.
She just started speaking Spanish at me.
Oh man.
And she just looked over and she was like, Pedro. And that was it. And then one time I got my textbook out and I just started reading it during a test.
Studying
She
during the
didn't
test.
care.
I wish I had teachers like that, man.
She quit after that. And she went to Frassati, which is interesting because she actually was, before that, she was fired from Frassati for saying she doesn't believe in God.
Dude, oh my god.
Because it's a Catholic school.
Yeah.
So,
And they rehired her.
yeah.
What
Sick,
made
man.
She had a conversion.
she was born again like Kanye?
Yeah, like Kanye.
Kanye West, dude. May he rest in peace. Anyways, Peter's pointing at the light again. But what was I saying now? Oh yeah, but this year though, I mean, back to the question of how am I balancing the multiple things. This year, balancing school isn't much of a problem because, like I said, if I don't want to do something, I just don't do it. Like the other day, I was sitting down to work on homework, and I just really wasn't feeling it, So I checked my grade, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, I'm completely chilling. So school isn't a problem. Cross country. Oh my gosh, it's like 20 hours a week. I think I did the estimation. So it's like having a part-time job.
Wow.
Running cross country, but I mean, for me, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, that takes up a fair portion of time. But then videos, I mean, I basically just spend as much time as I can working on them, writing scripts or editing. But just the way that I work, it kind of tends to get to the point where if I know I have something that I have to do by a certain deadline, no matter what it is, no matter what the deadline is, for no reason I wait until right before it. Like with Turn It In when things are due at like 11:59 or whatever, I've turned things in at 11:58. And I've also turned things in at 12:01 before, which hurts a lot because the teachers take off 10 points for that.
Are you one of those kids who feels that the pressure helps you work faster?
Well, it depends. Like whenever I'm working on a creative project, my mind works best when I'm motivated to work, but I'm not stressed about it.
What advice do you have for anyone who's going to be on HLTV next year?
That's a good question. Try and just like create as much content as possible, because like everyone, you always are gonna have news content to have on the show, but like just if you have an idea, go with it, because that's what makes it interesting. Like what Ben does with his rap cipher, like that's a very unique idea. Like
It wasn't my idea, actually.
Well,
it was Zombie's idea.
Zombie's idea with the rap cipher, like it's very unique. No one has really done that, and it's just like if we can keep creating fresh content, it's going to be like people are going to watch it. It's going to be interesting for people. But like when you're just giving the news, like just spouting information about senior dues and whatnot, it's just boring.
Yeah, I was going to
For
say
sure.
pretty much the same thing, was just to keep creating and keep making new segments, and keep innovating and changing it up. Keep it interesting.
That music review segment is one of my favorites this year. I'm really
Eugene
enjoying
is
it.
killing it.
Eugene is killing it in the music review game right now.
A lot of people don't agree with his reviews, but something I've learned is that the most important key to being a good reviewer is not actually accuracy, it's consistency. Because then once people kind of develop a bit of a relationship with your reviews, and they can kind of understand what you personally like and what you don't like,
Right.
As long as you can consistently give the same kind of reviews about different types of things, where like your opinions don't seem to change, basically.
Right. They hold some credibility at that point.
Yeah, and then people can kind of understand, well, maybe just because he doesn't like it doesn't mean I won't like it, but like if this is a kind of thing that he normally doesn't like and he says it's good, like, dang, it's got to be really good, you know? So that's what's important. And I think Eugene's doing a good job with that.
Yeah.
And it's just entertaining.
It is. I guess we can move on to our closing segments now. You guys ready for that?
I am prepared, Matt. Yes.
Alrighty. So, first closing segment, we have endorsements. I will go first. I actually have two this time. One of them, Harry's shaving sets. Okay, I just tried Harry's for the first time. They
2 white power symbols in the air from Matt right now.
Anyways, they the blades were very long and nice and evenly spaced. They felt very smooth. I did not feel like I was going to cut myself whatsoever. And afterwards, I put on their post-shave balm. It was a very smooth, buttery, cocoa buttery type of thing. And it's just making my face all smooth, and I like it.
Cocoa butter kisses.
So, Harry's razors.
All right, bro. Wait, you said you got a second one?
I do. So my second endorsement is the Roku Ultra. It is about $89 on Amazon. It is the most expensive Roku there is, but that is the price you pay for this plug-in headphone jack on the remote. It is still a wireless headphone. You can plug in earbuds and listen to your Roku, watch TV on the Roku at the same time. So you're watching TV, none of the rest of the house hears you because it's plugged in through the headphones.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart.
It is very cool. So I highly endorse the Roku Ultra, the only remaining model with the plug-in headphones into the remote.
Okay. Peter, are you ready?
I am. So
Good,
my
'cause I'm
endorsement
not.
this week is True Mood chocolate milk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's delicious, and I had a bottle this morning with my 2 bagels.
Fairlife abuses animals. Quote, Emma knew it. So don't get Fairlife.
That's good. Thank you, Emma knew it. Shout out Emma.
On to my endorsements. I endorse Almond Joys because they have an almond in them, and that's pretty much it. Almond Gang.
Nice.
And also, I really want them to sponsor me.
That'd be so funny.
Have you heard the idea for the sponsorship?
No.
All right. Almond Joys, and they can have a whole thing, bro, the whole promotion where they take out the J and they replace it with a B, so it says Almondboi on the package. That would be so sick, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone knew who I was, it would be a must cop.
People will know who you are after this.
Oh, for sure, dude. I mean, I've only been on here once, and people have been running on my channel. I had like 5 subscribers in the last few weeks, dude. It's actually going crazy. And my second endorsement is Ninja Milk from Ryan Higa. It's a very fresh take on the energy drink category. I've never had anything like it before. Similar to those like milk drinks, with like the yogurt, whatever in it from like weird other countries. Like, I don't know, man, but
Niga Higa makes energy drinks now?
yeah, he has one.
Dang.
Yeah, one.
I haven't watched his videos in like 8 years.
Yeah, he's not posting the same kind of stuff anymore, but his energy drink actually kind of slaps.
He's one of the greats.
For sure, dude.
That'll take us into the next closing segment. What are you listening to? I am currently listening to Ryan Higa's podcast episode with Marquez Brownlee, another one of the YouTube greats, my favorite tech reviewer on YouTube, anywhere really. I would go recommend that episode. It is Off the Pill podcast featuring Marquez Brownlee. What are you guys listening to?
Fortnite and Mark-ass Brownlee. I would like to point out that the last time I was on this podcast, I heavily endorsed YB and Cordae and his newest release album, and now he's been nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Album of the Year, and I think one of his songs, one of the singles off that album also got Best Rap Performance of the Year. So I am still listening to YB and Cordae, and I obviously have extremely good taste in music. And yeah, I just wanted to flex. Actually, that was it.
All right, Pete.
I've actually been listening to the Good and the Bad, the Ugly soundtrack.
Which coincidentally was not nominated for a Grammy this year.
Because it came out in like 1973, I think. Incredible, great movie. Is a spaghetti western, so it's like the movie's pretty good, but the soundtrack, it's incredible. And it was wasted. It was wasted on that movie. That's a lie. I actually haven't been listening to that at all. It came up on my Spotify the other day. So I listened to one of the songs from that movie. So I said that.
Is that still your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
Okay. Finally, we have an uplifting moment. I will go first. So I was in Indianapolis.
Oh, sorry, guys.
So I was in Indianapolis this past week for a band trip. I'm not in band. I was just there to watch my brother perform. And
There to watch my brother perform. You know what I'm saying? He's my brother.
Had to
since day
support.
one.
Had to support. And it was fun. My parents and I stayed in a hotel suite. I kind of got my own room. It was fun.
No way, dude. Whenever I stay anywhere with my family, dude, on
the
any
floor.
kind of vacation. Oh, dude, it's the floor.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's 5
Oh,
people
really?
in our family, and it's always cheaper to get a room that has 2 beds. So I'm on the floor, dude. New York, I'm on the floor, dude. In the camper, I'm on the floor, dude. You name it, bro.
Well, I'm sorry you don't get to live this kind of luxury.
It's all good, bro. Hey, now I can say I started from the bottom. Like, literally, I was on the bottom, like on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Once I make it, I'm asleep on the roof, so I can say it started from the bottom.
So my uplifting moment is we were at the bus stop about to go to the airport for our way home, and a man walked up to us. I thought he was homeless, but he was not. He was a pastor for a local church, and no questions asked. He just prayed for us for our safe travels home while we waited there at the bus stop. So that was very nice to have a stranger pray for my family and I to have safe travels, and sure enough, we did.
Sick, dude.
My uplifting moment is I got a Christmas bonus from my boss, whom I don't... Well, actually, it wasn't even from my boss. It was from the priest. I work at a church. I said that last time. But the, like, the main priest at our church was like, yeah, everyone gets a Christmas bonus based off of the hours they worked. And I got $75. It was pretty nice.
Very
Sick,
generous. Ben?
Yeah, so, well, 2 days ago was what very easily could have been the last race ever with, I run cross country, and it very easily could have been the last race ever with guys that I've been running with since 7th grade or since sophomore year, depending on what grade they're in. But, well, it was the qualifier for the national championships for high school cross country. And top 2 teams qualify, and we had to do something pretty crazy in order to make it, and it very easily looked like we could not have made it. And I'm just super tight with these guys, and what I really liked about that day was that when we thought we'd lost, we were all hugging each other and supporting each other whenever we thought we'd lost, because it didn't look good before the awards. We didn't think we'd qualified. Top 2 qualified. We thought we were 3rd. And then when we found out that actually we had qualified, it was the exact same thing. We're all hugging each other and high-fiving each other. And it was just really cool how in both our loss and in our victory, we supported each other. And it was just encouragement from all sides. Like, no one was blaming each other or anything. It was just all support, which I really, really liked.
Yeah, that's great.
And now we finish off our season with a national championship, which is super cool. Because
I'm
right
so
after
happy
that,
for you guys.
yeah, right after that, one of the guys is moving to Finland. Actually, the day after the national championship, he's
Whoa.
moving back to Finland. So that was his last shot as well. And it's just such a great way to get to end this whole saga of cross country since 7th grade with these guys.
Very nice.
Very blessed, very thankful for that.
I get to go and watch them and also run the open race. I'm paying $500 to go run the open race. But
Heck yeah, dude.
But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be really exciting to watch them compete.
Yeah. All right. So I think we can wrap this up. You guys, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram. It's, I guess, my main form of social media. Because I like putting little goofy pictures on my Instagram story to music.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's entertaining to me, I guess. That's where my life is at right now. I'm at Peter_Vaughan 02 VAUGHAN.
And when you start
your last name in there twice.
Well, no, that's how you spell.
Peter
That's
Vaughan
how you
02
spell my
Vaughan.
spell my last
Oh
name.
my goodness. So if you start posting a lot of the projects that you're working on, can they find them there?
Oh no, you can find my projects on at The Boys Productions on Instagram, BOYZ.
Cool. And Ben?
Yeah, YouTube is the only one that matters. YouTube, Almondboi, that's one word, B-O-I, boy, Almondboi. Very easy. And also, if you want to check out some older gems, cousin stuff, also on YouTube. We have one video at 26,000 views, another one at like 16,000 views, another one at 7,500. And I'm trying to do the same on Amondboi. So run it up. Thank you very much, Matt, for having us on here.
Oh, thank you guys for being here.
The boys are also actually on YouTube.
Okay.
At the Boys Productions, BOYZ. We're the ones with 9 subscribers, and the profile picture is just an orange T. So feel free to subscribe. Right now, our most watched film is the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man #2 at 176 views.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, if you don't subscribe, I might have to So do it.
And you guys can find the Mountains Pod at Matt's Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. That is at Matt's Podcast. Brand new handle. I'm very excited about it. Please follow us there.
Let's go!
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for listening.
Of course.
And we'll see you next time.
Peter flexing his vocabulary. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It's important to have a wide vocab.
Yeah, that's how I get bitches. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man.